Have you noticed how almost everyone is searching for someone to complete them? Movies, books, songs, they all sell this romantic idea that we are empty halves looking for our other half. But what if that belief is exactly what prevents real, conscious connection? What if the most awakened souls have already discovered that wholeness isn't something you find in another person, but something that already exists within you, and that this realization completely changes the way you relate to others? When two whole people meet, something extraordinary happens. It's not dependency. It's not need disguised as love. It's pure presence. This kind of connection dissolves the ego, goes beyond the fear of being alone, and reveals something few people are able to see. True detachment is born from self-realization, not from lack. An awakened soul isn't someone who has found all the answers, it's someone who has stopped asking the wrong questions. They don't look for external validation, and they aren't ruled by the fear of rejection. Spiritual awakening happens when a person finally realizes that the sense of emptiness they tried to fill through relationships was never real. It was only the echo of an ego that insisted on feeling incomplete. When you meet someone like this, the first thing you notice is their presence. It's not manufactured charisma, it's a calm awareness that doesn't need to prove anything. These people have already gone through the process of ego dissolution. They've reached a level of self-realization that makes superficial connections impossible to maintain. Because when you are whole, you no longer accept emotional crumbs disguised as love. When two awakened souls meet, what happens looks nothing like the romantic scripts culture has sold us. There's no desperate urgency, no need to lock the other person into a relationship out of fear of losing them. What emerges is a conscious connection, where both people are already whole, yet choose to share that wholeness. It's like two oceans meeting, not to blend together and lose their identities, but to move together in harmony, honoring the depth of each one. Most people connect from a place of lack, looking in someone else for what they can't find within themselves. But between awakened souls, that kind of emotional dependency disguised as love doesn't exist. What exists is genuine presence, healthy detachment, and a kind of freedom that unsettles those who still believe that loving someone means owning them. Here's the mistake most people make: romanticizing spiritual awakening as if it were a more refined version of the soulmate fantasy. It's not. When two awakened souls meet, they're not searching for someone to complete them or heal their wounds. That illusion, the idea that there's a perfect person out there waiting to save us, is exactly what keeps so many people stuck in cycles of disappointment. What unfolds between elevated states of consciousness has nothing to do with possession or fear of separation. It's self-realization in its purest form, two people who have already discovered their own completeness and, because of that, can connect without suffocating attachments. The ego dissolves, and what remains is a shared presence where no one has to abandon themselves to be with the other. There's a fascinating paradox at the heart of spiritual awakening. The more whole you become, the less you need another person, and that's precisely where true love becomes possible. Most people love from fear. But awakened souls have already moved through the dissolution of the ego and realized that wholeness was never outside them. So when they choose to love, it's not out of need, it's out of mutual recognition of consciousness. Common love clings, controls, suffocates. Awakened love sets free, expands, and respects. Detachment here doesn't mean coldness, it means loving without chains, being present without possessing. It's a kind of love that doesn't need to prove anything because it is already whole in itself. When you meet another awakened soul, you don't feel pushed to change who you are, but gently invited to remember. That presence acts like a mirror, reflecting back the pure awareness you've spent years cultivating. This kind of conscious connection doesn't complete you, it reveals you. And it's within that revelation that real transformation happens. The ego finally relaxes. The fear of rejection loses its grip because you're no longer seeking validation, you're simply being. You don't become dependent on that connection. You expand through it, yet you remain whole even in the other person's absence. So how does this show up in everyday life? A conscious connection between awakened souls appears in the small things. In the ability to be together without needing to fill every silence with empty words. In the freedom to have individual lives without that creating insecurity. In the moment you realize you're no longer trying to shape the other person to fit your expectations. Imagine two people who have already reached self-realization and don't need to use each other as emotional therapy on legs. They come together not to fill emptiness, but to share fullness. Detachment here isn't coldness, it's respect for the other person's autonomy. The real turning point in spiritual awakening comes when you finally understand the difference between needing someone and choosing to be with someone. Needing comes from the ego, that inner voice insisting you're incomplete without external validation. Choosing comes from awareness, from a place of fullness where you are already enough, yet recognize that sharing your path with another awakened soul can expand your self-realization even further. When you operate from this place of conscious connection, everything changes. You stop bargaining your essence in exchange for approval. You stop accepting crumbs disguised as love. Detachment becomes natural because you understand that clinging to another person is exactly what destroys the magic. Awakened souls know that a true meeting happens in the space between two whole people, not in the desperate fusion of two broken halves. So here's the question that truly matters: are you looking for someone to complete you, or are you already doing the inner work of becoming whole? Because as long as you keep searching outside for what can only be found within, you'll keep attracting connections built on lack, not on awareness. Spiritual awakening isn't a romantic destination where someone shows up and fixes your life. It's a daily commitment to your own wholeness. And when you finally reach that place of self-realization, something almost magical happens. You stop chasing and you start attracting. Not just anyone, but souls who are equally awake, who recognize in you the reflection of their own journey. Relationships stop being about need and become about growth and expansion. Are you ready for that level of conscious connection? If this message stirred something inside you, don't let that reflection fade away. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep coming back, because we're only scratching the surface of what becomes possible when you choose the path of awakening. So here's the question again: will you keep looking for someone to complete you, or will you become the whole person who deserves to meet another soul just as awake?